Wow, here we are, folks. A little mini a mini message. My friend Larry, my brother in the Lord, and probably my closest friend in all of my whole life that I've ever had. He puts these on for me. I have not enough intelligence to know how to put these on the YouTube. The only thing I know how to do is what he said do. You sit in front of it and you push that button, Peter, and you talk and you push it off. Bring it to me and I'll put it on for you. That's all I know about a computer. And that's all I need to know. If you got a friend like Larry, you don't need another one to tell you anything else. You just do what he says and it works. But I'm going to play you this last little tune I've got on here by a man by the name of Harold McWaters out of Troup County, Georgia. A great spiritual man. I believe that every time I listen to him, every time I use his tape, every time I talk about it, that he gets a great reward in heaven. And this is beautiful. And listen to it here.
Power to save for all eternity.
The power to save for all eternity. Jesus has that power.
Power to save for all eternity.
And he's singing that twice. He wants to sink it home to you. Here we go now into the song I want to talk about.
Jesus bore the burden of my sin at Calvary, and through the mighty plan of God's salvation, opened up a life of victory.
Wow, man.
Since shackles fell away from me, now I see that Jesus set me free.
Wow. Just think I used to hunt for that freedom in the Bible.
Jesus came to earth to seek and save that which was lost.
I was lost.
Willing to fulfill God's plan for me.
Just think, he died for me while I was lost, while I was still in that Bible.
Even when it meant that he would pay an awful cost.
He paid that
climbed the
cost.
lonely hill of Calvary
On that lonely hill.
and died upon the tree.
For you and me.
Jesus bore the burden of my sin.
Now, boy, our burden.
And through the mighty plan of God's salvation, opened up a life
So that my soul could be cleaned to where it could go to
Shackles
heaven.
fell away from me. Now I see that Jesus set me free and bore the burden of my sin at Calvary.
Wow, what a load he took off my back. I'm sure I made people miserable around me.
Sometimes God's amazing love is hard to understand.
Wow. Yes, it is.
I can feel His presence along
Yes.
the way.
He'll give you the feeling of his presence. He will give you that.
Though centuries have passed since Jesus died for fallen man.
Yes.
The love He gave at Calvary is just as real today.
Isn't that something? He looked down through the annals of time
Jesus bore the burden of my
and saw me
sin at Calvary.
and said, I'm going to die for you, Brother Peter,
Through the mighty plan
that you can have salvation,
opened up
that you can go to heaven forever and not have to burn in hell forever.
and shackles fell away from me. Now I see that Jesus set me free.
He said the shackles fell away from me.
My sin at
I've been in handcuffs before. I know what they're like. But the shackles of sin were worse than any handcuffs ever put on me by a policeman or by a law official. The shackles of sin that were on me, that held me for years. And I went through a type of hell on earth, and caused others around me to be in that same place. I was a vile human being. I got one little story I'll tell and call it a day. I worked on a dock in the state of Maine, and this preacher used to come in his boat. I'd look down there at him and I'd cuss him. I'd cuss his wife, and his mother, and his father, and his children. And I'd try every way under the sun to make that man mad. He was about 1.5 feet taller than me. He had a hand big enough to put on top of my head that it touched both of my ears at the same time. And he'd come up over that dock and he'd stand in front of me, a little old scrawny drunk, cusser, mean as a snake, thought I was King Farouk, and he'd put that big old hand on my head. Whew. And he'd say, I'm praying for you, that God will save your soul. Wow. About 10, 12 years later, God saved my soul. I was in Georgia then. I got in my car and drove to Maine. I found that guy and apologized to him. He said, you ain't got to apologize to me. It didn't bother me a bit. I was just doing what I was supposed to do. And I prayed for you all these years. And God saved you. If you're like I was, He'll save you. He'll save anybody that asks Him. You haven't gone too far if you're listening to this. You're still alive. You may be at the end of your summer, the summer of life. You may be heading into the fall of life, but God can use you in the fall. When those leaves fall off. During your learning process, you get a Bible out and you start learning. Get yourself in a good church and get those new leaves come on. It'll be springtime. And then when that springtime and those new leaves come on, you can enjoy a summer before you die. A good summer. And when you die, you'll be in that good place, heaven, forever. Just imagine being in torments in hell forever. Ooh, I should have been there. I should have went there. I should have went there. But Jesus shed His blood on the cross that I wouldn't go there. And when I asked Him years later after those incidents to save me, and now I keep Him before me at all times so that I won't ever have to be ashamed of being a human being and being who I am. Well, this is short, to the point. Ask Jesus to save you, for it's everlastingly too late. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.